Welcome to Still Standing. My name is Nakira McCann, and today our guest is Martin Lackey from Lyons Realty and Investments. How are you doing today, Mr. Lackey?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show. I see all the awesome things you're doing on Facebook and different things. So I wanted to bring you on the show to just talk a little more about what you're doing. So tell me a little bit about your realty company.
Well, first, I thank you for acknowledging the work I'm doing. The work my company is doing. Well, my real estate investment company is Start. I'm a former dry cleaners. So if you call me now about your dry cleaning, I ain't gonna show up. So just let y'all know that. I'm still getting calls about that.
Oh, wow.
I'm no longer in that business. I'm into the real estate investment business. So I just my goal is to make sure every minority of Black folks in Dane County owns a home. Madison has one Black real estate developer in all of Dane County, and with all the developments going on, we have the biggest wealth disparity gap in the nation, like literally in the nation, and it's correlated to us owning real estate. So there was a trigger why I wanted to start that company.
Wow, I mean, that's awesome. So speak a little bit more on the crisis here in Dane County. Like what type of things is your organization doing to better equip people to have those homes? Like, how do people get involved with this?
Well, first, if you don't call us, we won't know you got issues. So, I recommend everyone to call first. Just some information ain't never hurt nobody. So, my goal is we do trainings, we do credit building. I walk you. We call it the easy bake way of living. So, I don't know if you've ever, if you were a kid, you had the easy bake up.
Yeah.
You just pour the water.
Yeah.
You just sit and watch it grow.
Yeah.
That's what our company provides. Our company we take you from start to finish. If you got bad credit, no credit, you've never been in a bank before, we help you with all that. So we don't just help you find a home, we actually help you get approved for the home first. So, because there's a lot of discouragement and there's a lot of mistrust in the banking system, and for obvious reasons, so we focus on that. And Madison doesn't have a problem, we have an epidemic. More people should know about home ownership, and more people should know that that's where wealth is actually built, is through home ownership. There's a reason we have redlining, there's a reason that, there's so many obstacles against minorities or Black folks. Anything we touch, we turn great. So, and how do we build wealth? We build it through equity. And our equity comes from our home. You can't just snap your fingers and, some money gonna come out of it, but you can actually tap into equity through different, either through your home or, through different, leverage building assets, that we also teach, the bling. So I teach what is called the RBC eyes of investing. That's real estate, business, insurance, credit, and stock. And if we don't have all of those, we were pretty much behind the eight balls. And so my goal is to just make sure everyone in Madison and Dane County, every Black folk and minority in Dane County should own a home.
Yeah. So I know you were talking about credit a little. So what about people who don't really have good credit? Do you have things to help build credit, working with people to, enhance the credit score, different things like that?
Yes, we do. So we do credit restoration through my other company, Lyons Consulting, where we focus on, your situation. So a lot of minorities, a lot of Black folks, we don't know that credit is king. So, you're known by your credit rating now. So if you don't have or your digital footprint, those that live in the modern day world know your digital footprint, pretty much what identifies you in this world. So if you don't have any credit, no one's ever given you anything, you don't have a digital footprint. So, why would I give you a $300,000 house if you've never even paid off a credit card? And a lot of times we Black folks, we set ourselves up for failure because there's certain things we don't know about credit. And, you're supposed to, the debt to income ratio, the 2 years worth of tax returns, simple things that the banks don't tell us until we actually get there and we get denied. So that's one of the things I try to keep from, is the denial part. When we work with you, we want you to walk in there with some confidence that you're going to get your house of your dreams, and, confident that, we're going to get you an investment property, not just a home.
Yeah. That's awesome. So your homes that you're trying to get, is it just in Wisconsin you're working on, or is this like all over? Or
Well, I've done some middleman deals all over
Okay.
in a few other states.
Wow.
But, that's just connections. I mainly focus on Wisconsin. And Madison.
Okay.
I want to see Black folk, live well in Dane County first. I can't fix the world until I fix my own problem in my backyard.
Yeah.
And I've been raised in Madison for over 30 years, so I've kind of seen Madison grow and shift, and I've seen a lot of the leadership and stuff that goes on, and I just feel like our leadership and the powers that be are doing us a disservice. There's a ton of real estate going up right now. There's a ton of mixed use land going up, and again, we have one guy that is trying to do it, and he's all by himself. He doesn't. I speak to him often. He isn't even getting any support. So, but they say he who has a goal makes the rules. And for Black folks, just people tend to attack us when we do start building wealth. So I wish the young man, great. I wish him luck. Pray for him.
Absolutely.
But watching his situation shows me, about how much it is needed in this town.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for coming on. We're going to talk a little bit more. Thank you for watching Still Standing. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Still Standing. I'm Nakira McCann. Today, our guest is Martin Lackey with Lyons Realty and Investments. So we're going to talk a little bit about the crisis in Wisconsin and Dane County, and a little bit about what he's doing, his company. So just elaborate a little bit more about, Dane County and what we can do to help people who have that dream of wanting a home and wanting to have that equity, but not able to.
Well, first it mainly starts with confidence. With your paradigm shift.
Yeah.
So if you don't have confidence that you can do it, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So first you got to know that you're going to do it. First you have to set the goal that it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going. Like I tell people all the time. Sometimes it takes some people a little longer to get to the party, but that don't mean they don't come to the party.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's how Black folks is. We like to come late to stuff, but we still show up. When we do show up, we show out. So I like to build confidence with people first. And show them that stop looking at that big number that we see. We often see that big $200,000-$300,000 number, and we forget that that's like over 30 years. You can be spread out over 30 or 40 years or so. So we kind of panic when we see those big numbers because we've never I'm from the hood, so I've never really seen big numbers like that myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I get freaked out sometimes when I see the price of housing. But, when it comes to, down payment assistance programs and homeowners assistance programs, they do have different programs in Madison, and Dane County that you can apply for. Some people will get them, but they do have different, avenues that we can leverage to, be able to get our dream home sooner than we think.
Wow. So there's actually programs.
There's quite a few,
Wow.
And I'll touch on that. I'll give a few later in the conversation, but you got to call them if you really want all of them, because there's quite a few of them, and it's a process, it's steps. So it's just a matter of like I said again, it's a matter of confidence and just how we attack it. They have a saying, what we don't know will hurt us. And that's the truest statement I've ever heard in my life. But what Black folks don't know is killing us. And we have the power of a cell phone in our hands now, so it's like we've equaled the playing field just with owning cell phones. So it's not like we don't have access to the certain information.
Right.
It's not like we can't get to the information. It's just a matter of somebody giving us confidence to attack it. So that's another thing our company rubs on. We walk you from step A to step B, the easy bake oven way, and we make sure that you have no worries throughout the process. If it take 2 years to get your home, it'll take 2 years to get your home. If it take 5, we'll have to. Some people, we live off pennies. So some of us live 15 cents to $1 compared to our white counterparts. So we got to make that 15 cent work for our whole family.
Right.
And we still have to save up. So there's, they got different ways of saving to get to your goal. There's different, investment apps. There's different trust accounts. There's a lot of different ways and ways you can leverage real estate. It's not just go to a bank and sit down and get denied. Lose that encouragement. I've talked to real estate investors that say that that they've been told no 50, 60 times, but you only need that one yes. Yeah, so I mean, there's things that you can do with your credit. You know, that's another issue people have. They think that once you get told no that first time, that's pretty much the end game. When it's not, you know, it's just what that bank and that institution rules are. You don't fit, but you might fit with someone else.
Right?
You know,
Right.
You might fit with a mortgage company. You know, then some people have a fear of their credit rating. You think you gotta have like this 700 credit rating, this 800 credit rating when you really only need a 580. For some cases. So it's again, it's just a matter of what we don't know is killing us.
Okay.
And us, and if we don't come together, it's just we need to come together to make something happen. Yeah.
Well, I thank you for, all this information, and you were speaking on confidence. You sort of have a confidence about yourself, that you carry. Yeah.
I got a swag about mine. Yeah. I know my stuff.
Yes.
So I got a swag.
Yes. So that is that's awesome.
I do a lot of studying, a lot of books, and there's a lot of different programs out there that just people just don't know about. And a lot of we don't trust the banking system. It's hard for Black folks to have trust for institutions, which is natural, so it's kind of hard to it's not hard, it's challenging to be able to try to get someone out of that negative zone where they think I can't do something to where I'm going to get my dream home, and I'm actually going to get a multifamily. And that's something else I recommend for most Black people. Don't settle yourself on single families. Get a multifamily, get a 4-unit, get a mixed use. You can. They got programs you can get a mixed use unit and 4 units, so you can have your business downstairs and have 4 units up, 1 to 4 units up top. So it's just a matter of what your goals are.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you are definitely expanding my brain and my my knowledge on real estate and different things like that. So, I mean, that is just awesome. Awesome what you're doing. And it seems like, you know what you're talking about, to make it happen for people, to actually have that goal be accomplished. Yeah. So that's the most important part about it, Seems like you're making it happen. And that's awesome. And thank you for coming on the show, and we will be right back. Thank you for watching Still Standing. Thank you for watching Still Standing. I'm Nakira McCann, and today we've been talking to Martin Lackey with Lions Realty and Investments. He's been sharing so much powerful knowledge on realty and how to get involved with that, even if you don't have good credit, and what his company offers to help people to accomplish their dreams. So I just want to touch a little bit on, how did you get into your organization and your company? How did this start?
Well, funny story. I'll go back a few years. So, after I got out of prison, so I'm disabled and I've been to prison. So after I got out of prison, I was homeless, didn't know what avenues to go. So I, decided I wanted to, I got out of prison knowing I wanted to start a business. So I originally got into the dry cleaning business. So I had 2 dry cleanings the last 4 or 5 years. And I just wasn't really making much money doing that. And I was bored, I was like bored out of my mind. So although learning how to do business was good, it wasn't my passion. And, being homeless and broke, growing up in the streets, with your parent, my mom, she did drugs, although she's done and she's a great woman now. She went through a few years where things just wasn't right, so we moved around a little bit, and I just and that I came up before in my teenage years saying that if I ever got some money that I would invest in real estate and I would never be homeless again. So during some of my adolescent years, I was homeless a few times, and going to prison just made me realize it made me do some studying, and I found out where the real wealth is. And the real wealth is in real estate. Every one of our great leaders owns some piece of real estate, whether it's a business or a home, and I wanted to know what that was like. So I actually interned with a guy at his dry cleaners for 7 months, and it was 9 months. I interned for free. So I recommend that to anybody. If you want to learn your craft, go work for free for somebody. They'll love you. They'll teach you whatever you know. So he saw me, going back and forth, coming from home. So he, about like the 8th month, he just approached me and was like, "Hey, brother, I see your passion. You learned a lot about real estate," because he was teaching me that, and and he just was like, "Would you like to buy a business?" So that's how I actually got my dry cleaners, through learning about real estate.
Wow.
So I actually got a whole nother business out of it. So with that, No, I continue to study real estate. You know, I would continue to do back deals. I tried to get my real estate license for a few years, so that took a few years. That was an obstacle for me being in prison. So, you know, that took over 2 years for me to get in fighting, and you know, it was just, you know, it's just a constant struggle. So I learned then why there's not many people in real estate, and it's because, you know, they have to make it hard for you. You know, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of, they have to. They don't, everybody can't be a millionaire. You know, if you're a millionaire, then that makes me normal. So I get that part, you know, about the world, you know, but you know, that's why I came up with the, you know, easy bake way. You know, it's like we take our turn. You know, I'm not looking for handouts. I'm willing to take everything I get, and that's, you know, pretty much what I've been doing my whole life. So, you know, I just translated most of that from, you know, my street life to real estate, you know. So, and I'm not doing that with making, you know, using bigger numbers. You know, it's really the same cutthroat people. I actually think, you know, the business world in real estate is more cutthroat than the streets. But, you know.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I sleep less. Yeah, it's kind of hard. You're always worrying about some businessman taking all your money in the streets. You know, you go home and you can chill. But that's not the case for me now. So it's, you know, but I wouldn't trade it for the world though. You know, and I recommend anyone to actually get into it and do it. And there's many ways of getting into real estate. You know, that's why my company is called Lions Real Estate and Investing, because, you know, there's different avenues and structures of real estate. It's just a matter of like how do you want to attack it? You know, so that's another thing we teach. You know, we find what fits best for companies. You know, you might not be good at being a landlord, you know, but you might be good at picking up a check. You know? And that's all I really want to do. I just want to look at my account and see that a check done went there. So I enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, it seems like you are doing awesome. Like to come from where you came from and to turn it around, you know, like that's just a story right there in itself. So what drives you? Like what keeps you going? Where does your passion, like, I just wanted, because it seemed like you have a big passion about it, you know, where does that come from?
Well, there's a few things. One, because I'm disabled, I have sickle cell anemia, so I take every day like it's my last. You know, and the two is just the drive to help my people, you know, to help myself. You know, it's like I see Black folks struggling, you know, and it's like we don't have to struggle. You know, I don't feel like we have to struggle. You know, we're put in warlike tendencies, and we're put in pretty much warlike neighborhoods, you know, where we have to fight and protect all day. So we don't ever really get a chance or get a shot at actually, you know, living the easy bake life, or, you know, being able to, you know, just live like others. And I'm a strong believer, if you give us a chance, you give us the same resources and the same books, we'll do better than you. You know, because everything we touch, we turn to gold. We're kings. So it's like we always remix. Black folks like to remix everything. So all you gotta do is give us a shot. And I'm under the impression that I don't really think there's many people out in this world that can work harder than me. You know, I really don't. Not taking away from anyone. I just think I work harder than everybody, and I'm willing to do whatever I can. You know, if I was willing to be out on the streets at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, what I'm doing now is pretty easy for me. You know, I can do that in my sleep. You know?
Yeah. Well, you're touching on some good stuff. Please stay tuned. Thank you for watching Still Standing. We'll be right back. Thank you for joining Still Standing. My name is Nakaira McCann, and we've been talking with Mr. Martin Lackey, his real estate organization, Lions Realty and Investments. So thank you for coming on the show and joining us and just telling your inspirations and your story, your background, and everything you're doing. So another thing I saw that you were doing was your Easy Bake series. So let's touch on that a little bit.
Well, it's called the Easy Bake Oven series, you know, so the Easy Bake way of living is where, you know, I go into people's homes, you know, I'll come sit on your couch, I'll, you know, come to your event. You know, we just come and our main goal is to just teach Black folks empowerment, you know, through wealth building and through real estate. You know, it's one way to attack things from a community standpoint, but it's a whole nother to attack it through a wealth building standpoint. You know, if we got our own, we'd be able to make more rules and be able to come to the table with things. So I, you know, again, I'll come in, if you got 3 or more people, I'll come in your house and, you know, teach you, you know, but different ways about building stock and setting up certain accounts and some tax-free wealth even. You know, we got a whole thing. We touch on trauma, you know, we do a lot of big touching on like different investment apps, you know, different ways that you can save up for your home, you know, because not everybody can keep money in their pockets. Like me being the case, you know, if I got money in my pocket, I'm gonna spend it.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm gonna just find something.
I'm with you.
I'm gonna find something to buy. You know, I like looking good.
Yes.
So it's some people, you know, myself included, it's better
Yes.
to just have like an account that, you know, a stock account or something that you can, you know, you can watch grow. You know, and so we do a lot of teaching with that. You know, we do a lot of mentoring to the kids. You know, because I feel as though every kid should have a business before the age of 10 to 12.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just something I've always been passionate about. Like I believe our kids are the ones that's eventually going to take over. So why not teach them as early as possible?
Yeah.
You know, so that's another thing we focus on is, you know, I do a lot of mentoring around in Wisconsin and Madison. So, you know, we just touch on like just empowerment, really.
Yeah.
You know, and empowerment of Black folks and minorities, you know, and, you know, it seem like we get a bad rap sometimes. So, you know, my goal is to just, you know, bring my story to the table and, you know, explain to people, you know, like if somebody like me that's been in prison and disabled with sickle cell and, you know, it's just been through the story I've been through, it's the easy bake way of living for anyone else. Like it should be simple for you.
Yeah.
You know,
You like, if I've been through all this, it should just be so simple for you to just do what you need to do, you know?
It's simple.
Yeah.
Or that's how it is in my mind.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I mean, if I can make it simple with the stuff I go through, I was like, shit, everybody else can do it with their eyes closed. So,
yeah. I guess that's a good way of looking at it. You know, like if I went through all these struggles in my life and I still overcame, like I know you can go even higher. You can do greater things, you know? So that's awesome.
It's all about the mind. It's all about the mind and the paradigm shift.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something I had to learn from, you know, because I interviewed millionaires and I talked to different people, you know, and I asked, you know, how did you get there? And I hear a lot about, you know, your thinking. You know, it's really about, you know, if you think you're in a messed up place and you're going to stay there forever, you're going to be there forever. You know?
Yeah.
But if you believe you're a king, you know, you believe you can do something, the energies, the world will surround the energies around you so that like it'll happen. I can't really explain it because it's crazy, but you know, it's really with a paradigm shift. Like God will put those energies in your space, and He will put those people around you to lean off of. You know.
Yeah. Well, you have like a way of thinking and knowledge that's like really out the world. You know, that like really helps you to grasp, to really want to do more in life and appreciate life for what it is. You know.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So thank you for coming on the show, and I really appreciate your time. So how can people get a hold of you? Like, what's your contact information?
Well, you can get a hold of me. I'm on Facebook, and you know, under my name, Martin Lackey Sr., or you can reach us either Key Lions Realty or Lions Realty and Investments or Lions Consulting on Facebook. We're on Instagram as Martin Buys Houses. I'm on LinkedIn. You know, we have a website. You know, martin.lackey@exprealty.com. So I mean, we're in the internet age. I'm pretty easy to find. You know, so you know, it ain't hard to find me.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them people. I'll pull up on you. So ain't nothing changed me from the streets. I'll pull up to your house. So all you gotta do is reach out. I'm coming.
Well, that's good that you're available and you're ready. So in 30 seconds, what's something that you want people to leave with about your organization and what you offer?
Well, in 30 seconds, I want to say know that we will bring the easy bake way of living into your life, show you different ways that you can build wealth and that you and your family can build wealth and change, you know, because this is all about generational wealth. So we teach generational wealth with our approach. We do a lot of volunteering in the community. So, you know, if you ever need us, just feel free to reach out. And you know, we just want to empower Black folks and empower minorities so we can see that, hey, we can be here too. We deserve to be at this table. We're taking our turn.
Yeah. Well, that is awesome, Mr. Lackey. I thank you. Once again, I've learned so much here talking to you just about real estate and what you're doing, and just about you even more from watching you on Facebook and then seeing you here in person. Like, you have a positive demeanor about yourself. And I mean, that's awesome for your company and what you're trying to do.
Well,
so I thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for giving everyone the information to find you. You're welcome. And thank you so much for watching Still Standing. Catch us next time. Thank you.